speak as loud as I can. We've all had a crazy journey to get here. Um, when you have things that happen in your own personal life, which everyone here has had, going to these sites takes on even deeper significance. And it often brings up feelings about not just this, but about everything that we all experience in our own lives. So I've spoken to many of you. My group knows that I live in Efrat in Israel. I made Aliyah 10 years ago. And the year after I made Aliyah, the D family made Aliyah. They live around the corner from me. Just in case anybody didn't hear the story of what happened on Pesach, this Pesach, a month, we just counted, we're almost at Shavuos, so less than 2 months ago, on the first day of Chol Moed, the D family, Leo and Lucy, and their 5 kids, Maya and Karen and Tali and Rina and Yehuda, took a family trip up north. They were supposed to meet other members of their family in Tveria, a very common thing to do. And they split into 2 cars because, Baruch Hashem, things are expensive in Israel, and they didn't have a car that fit all of them. Until recently they did, and now they have 2 small cars. And they were split into 2 small cars. Leo was driving in the first car with Karen and Tali and Yehuda, and in the second car was Lucy and Maya and Rina. And Arab terrorists shot Lucy and Maya and Rina off the road, and then they followed their car and they made sure that Lucy and Maya and Rina were killed. They shot Lucy several times to make sure that she was dead. She wasn't yet dead, but they tried to do it on the spot, everyone. It was announced that day that a family from Efrat had been attacked on the road, but they didn't announce the names. And so nobody knew exactly who it was, but because Lucy was still alive, they asked for tefillot for Leah Bat Zipporah. And it came out that there were 2 sisters, and the news travels very, very fast among people in Israel, mishpacha. And the names were kind of like whispered, and we heard from on a few different WhatsApp groups, and they said Maya and Rina. And we were in it was the first day of Chol Moed, and we were like cooking and figuring out what we were going to do that day, and we had this news, and it said family from Efrat, and it said Maya and Rina, and at some point it clicked who it was, and I remember I turned around and I said, oh my God, it's Lucy. Because I always complimented Lucy on the names of her daughters, those beautiful names, 4 girls with such beautiful names. And it just clicked, and I felt it in my body that someone that I know, someone that was a part of my life, someone who lived so close to me. Lucy ran a camp, a summer camp. In Israel there's like no programming in the summer for our kids, and Lucy stepped in. Bamakom she'en ish, like she keeps on saying that something needed to be done, and she did it, and she and her 4 beautiful daughters, and Yehuda was still too young, but eventually he was involved also. They ran a camp, a day camp, for 3 weeks every summer, and I have Kanana her also 4 daughters and 2 sons, thank God, but all 4 of my daughters went to Lucy's camp, and it was a highlight of a year for them. It was English speaking, it was comfortable. Lucy was very, very creative. The girls were super beautiful and sweet. It was like golden, beautiful family. My husband and I went to the funerals, double funeral for Rina and Maya. And we heard that these girls were amazing. And the youth that was there, and the crying and the wailing and the moaning, it was just unbearable that no one could understand. Like, how could such a thing happen? And how could it happen to this family who does so much for the community and are so amazing? And but the words that kind of like rang through the eulogies that were made by these incredible people was like, there was like hope still. There was hope still because Lucy was not yet gone. And then we know after Shabbos, the decision was made because more good could come into the world through Lucy. And the D family made the decision to donate her organs, and 5 lives were saved. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. We take the horror, we take the darkness, we take what we saw here, and we turn it into light. We turn it into life. To take such a horrific situation and to use it to bring life. Leo said, he said in one of the interviews, if you haven't heard him speak, go online and listen to his words. Hashem should continue to give him strength to keep on being a beacon of light and hope, because it's crazy what he's doing. It's crazy what he's able to say. It's crazy that he sat, someone brought a tent and set it up in their backyard, and there was Shiva, and every hour they let 50 people into the tent. And he asked first for like people to give over memories of Lucy and the girls, and then he would speak. And then for the next like 40 minutes, he would stand at the door of the tent as people were being ushered out, and he would say something to every single person. Thousands and thousands of people came through, and he just kept on going and kept on going. They had like a short, tiny break in the middle of the day, and he kept on going. I don't know how many people were strengthened by his incredible words. And one of the things that he said several times, and he said it to the Prime Minister of Israel when he came, he said, people keep on asking me, how am I able to do this? And it's because I listen to these beautiful shiurim, these beautiful Torah classes from Rabbi Ephraim Goldberg from Boca Raton Synagogue. Hashem should give him also lots of strength to keep on teaching us. And he said, Emunah, faith, is about looking at what you have and not what you don't have. And he said, I have 3 beautiful children left. I have Tali, and I have Karen, and I have Yehuda. And that's what I have left, and it's a bracha. To say that in such a situation is crazy. The other thing he said, which actually gives me nightmares, is that when he had his first press conference, he said that they were driving and they didn't know what happened, and then there was like news that came out, and they were trying to, and then he looked on his phone and he saw a missed call from Maya at exactly the time of the shooting. And he said that one's gonna give me nightmares. That's gonna come back to me in the middle of the night. That he missed that call, a missed call from Maya. To speak to her one more time. This is a really, really hard journey to take. And I think one of the things that is so essential to walk away with is that lesson from Leo. Not to miss those calls. Not that he is but let's be the ones making the phone calls. Let's be the ones that are writing the WhatsApps to our family, to our loved ones. Don't miss the opportunity to tell them how much they mean to you, to tell them how much you love them. There's so many crazy things that happen in life, and there's things that can get in the way. Let's use this trip to not let things get in the way. Right? There are things that are important, and there are things that are less important. The important things are the people in your life. The important things are making sure that you tell them that you love them. Making sure that you listen when they tell you that they love you. People aren't easy. Relationships aren't easy. We all have to work at it. But after seeing so much tragedy and so much death this week, I think the one thing that we can hold on to is this idea of knowing what's important, of knowing what's precious, of following in Leo's footsteps and taking the things that happen. Lo Aleinu, no one should know from this kind of tragedy. We witnessed it already. That should be enough in each one of our lives. But to take this and to go forward, creating light, creating love, connecting to your souls, connecting to Hashem, connecting to Am Yisrael, and very specifically and very in the moment of connecting to the people, your family, the people you love, and the people that love you. I will ask us, we all have smartphones. We all have something on us. Take a minute right now and send a message. Send a WhatsApp. Send a text. Send a voice note. Send something so that something good already comes out of something of this dark, dark place. We're gonna take a minute to do that, and then we're all going to focus again